almost live from the Herbert I. Greenberg Studios at WHIG. It's Up Late with Sam Bass.
Thank you, Scott Smith. Good evening and welcome to the first show of the season. Hey, first off, I want to thank our sponsor, Metro Maintenance. Call them, maintenance, plumbing, HVAC, anything like that. Call them for anything, they'll help you out. So, I want to tell you, our very special guest on our first episode of the season, drum roll please, is none other than Heidi Kirk. You've seen her on WRAL and social media. So,
Hey! Oh no! I thought I was supposed to be the first guest on this show.
Well, no, Heidi is the first guest this season.
But it's our 1 year anniversary. I was your first guest last year.
Look, I know we talked a little bit about it, but you were the first guest last year. But I'm sorry for the mix-up. I really am.
You're cheating on me.
I am not. I'm not. This is just a TV show. It's not real life.
Well, congratulations on your 1 year anniversary.
What just happened there? I really need a drink after that. What happened to my bourbon? Where's my bourbon? Did she take it? Can somebody please bring me some bourbon? I think she took it. Jamie, thank you. Jamie, everybody. Thank you, Jamie. Let me take a little sip. Hang on. Now I'm better. Where was I? Oh, so like I was saying, this is the first episode of the season. It's actually the first episode of the summer, as a matter of fact. And we are most definitely in the dog days of summer, no doubt about it. I got my vehicle one day, and instead of the temperature displaying in my vehicle, it asked me to choose a setting: popcorn, baked potato, or crematorium. This heat is no joke, though. It's so hot. We've already had some days around 100 degrees, even higher. The only thing that'll make you sweat any more than that is being Justin Timberlake and seeing blue lights behind you. I'm not sure about the blue lights making him sweat just because he's Justin Timberlake. Folks, I realize this is old news at this point, but come on. He claimed to had only had one martini. One martini isn't enough liquor to get my pinky finger intoxicated. Much less run a stop sign and fail a sobriety test. Come on, Justin, man up. That martini glass must have been the size of Dean Martin himself. I need a glass like that. By the way, speaking of Justin Timberlake, why can't I ever get mistaken for a good-looking guy like him? I get mistaken for other less Justin-like celebrities all the time. As a matter of fact, the other day, it was actually Phil from Phil's Record Store, told me that somebody saw our picture and thought I was Terry Bradshaw. I mean, come on. Terry Bradshaw? I'm a hell of a lot better looking than him, a lot younger, and I actually have more hair. So that was very upsetting, as you could understand. So not wanting Terry Bradshaw to be my celebrity lookalike, I had our crack Up Late staff to take my picture, upload it in artificial intelligence, and find celebrities that actually look like me. So these are the top 5 results, the top 5 celebrities, according to artificial intelligence, that look like me. I can't wait to see this. Number 5, Rhino Sandberg. Hey, I think I have the same jacket as this guy in the picture. Something tells me we haven't seen the last of him. Number 4, Phil Collins. I think I'm okay with this. He's a rock star. I'm a rock star. Again, I've got more hair than he does. He's not a bad-looking guy. So far, so good. Phil Collins. Watch out, Jamie. Number 3. I spoke too soon. Vladimir Putin? Really? Well, maybe it's the matching white Russian mustaches. Number 2. Cary Grant. Okay, now we're talking. Judy. That's my best Cary Grant, I'm sorry. I guess AI probably matched us because we both had a drink in our hands, along with our movie star good looks. I can't wait to see what number 1 is. So much for artificial intelligence. Just when I was thinking I had managed to get a break from this guy, John Check of all people? Are you kidding me? My number 1 celebrity lookalike? How is he even considered a celebrity is my question. Well, I guess, if you look at the whole scheme of things, we are a couple of pretty good-looking guys, as evidenced in this picture. John, for the record, though, you may have more hair than me, which you remind me of all the time. But size matters, and I actually have a bigger set of scissors. Sit tight, folks. We'll be right back with WRAL's Heidi Kirk.
Metro Maintenance has provided fast, reliable services in Nash, Edgecombe, and Halifax counties for over 35 years. Metro Maintenance offers services for residential, commercial, and institutional facilities. These services include heating and cooling, electrical, plumbing, and general repairs. Our numerous years of experience, knowledge, and resources help us to accomplish our mission of serving our customers with superior service achieved through integrity and hard work. All of our work is guaranteed. For service, call 252-977-2730 or find us on the web at metro-maintenance.com.
Hey, welcome back. I am sitting here, as promised, with WRAL's Eastern Carolina reporter, Heidi Kirk.
Hi,
Heidi,
Sam.
Thank you so much for coming on here.
I am so thrilled to be here.
It's just a thrill to have you here. I see you around town. We bump into each other all the time. So if you heard my top 5 we were talking about earlier, my top 5 celebrity lookalikes, which was kind of tragic. So you were in the green room writing. Have you ever been mistaken for anybody other than being Heidi Kirk?
Myself. Let me think about it. So, Caitlin Clark, that's a good one. You know her?
Yeah, I can see that.
Take a good look here.
You're
What do you
probably the
think?
same height.
That's what I was going to say. I actually haven't looked it up, but I am the same height as Taylor Swift, but we don't look too much alike. But I would say that's the big one, although I'm looking for my celebrity lookalike, so if you see one.
Mine were, of course, run through the AI, and it was not good. Maybe a couple of them were okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess it's disappointing a little bit. So you're originally from Arkansas. So share your journey on how you ended up in Rocky Mount, North Carolina.
And I get that question quite a bit. I actually have gone all the way up north, and I've been slowly but surely making my way down south toward home. But yes, I am a Southerner, born and raised, tiny town called Eureka Springs, Arkansas. No one has ever heard of it, but people normally know its big claim to fame right outside of there is where Walmart is from. So that is what people normally think of when they think of Eureka Springs, Arkansas, and Walmart was based in Bentonville, Rogers area.
The only thing I think about with Arkansas is Bill Clinton's from Arkansas.
That was going to be my second one. There you go.
Let's see, from Hope, Arkansas? Is that correct?
I forget exactly where he's from, but some tiny town, as many of them are in Arkansas. But born and raised there, went to college at the University of Arkansas. I'll teach you the hog call sometime. Woo pig suey. That's what we say down there.
Can we get that? I mean, we look for hidden talents.
That might be one of mine.
Okay, so we may need that, but go ahead and continue.
Hold for now.
Yeah.
So I grew up there. I went to the University of Arkansas, fell in love with it. I mean, I always say my roots are back home in Arkansas. I really am a Southerner through and through, although it's funny because as soon as I could, I moved right up to the East Coast, to Washington, D.C., got a master's degree at American University and totally experienced the big city life for a couple of years and made my way to Delaware after that. So up even further.
So was journalism something you wanted to get into?
Yeah, I always tell kind of my initiation story was sitting on the couch with Oma, as I call her. That's my grandma. And it was around that time that you're supposed to pick what you want to do with your life, right, in high school. And I had no idea. I thought I might go to New York City and be an actress. And,
or a model.
Right. And my grandma one time was sitting next to me and on the couch, and she was a big nightly news person. I mean, every single time, tuned in every night, local, national, whatever it was. And one day she was like, what about that? And it all clicked for me. I mean, of course, it wasn't about what it's about now. I mean, at the time, I kind of thought, ooh, I could be on TV, right? It'll be fun. But now it's about so much more than that. But that's kind of how I ended up here.
So your website mentions you really like storytelling. So how do you utilize storytelling when you're doing your reporting?
Well, I don't think people realize, how much of our jobs is truly crafting a story. I mean, people think of us breaking the news, being out on a crime scene, but when you break it down, there's a story buried underneath every single news alert that you get. So I'm always looking to find the people that can help tell a story. So even if it might be a shooting, I mean, I hate to use that example, but it's so prevalent in our society today. I'm always looking for the people who it's affected. And, they have the storyline buried beneath, that big headline. And I'm a storyteller in the sense that not only am I presenting the news, but I also run my own camera, as we talk about a lot. I mean, I am looking to find the best shot. I'm looking to find the best angle. And when you put all of those pieces together, it's a story.
Well, we had Scott Mason, the Tar Heel Traveler, on here, and one of the great storytellers of all time. He can dig in there and find little nuggets all over everywhere. He told us he has an inbox full of like 20,000 stories that he can go after. So since you've been a journalist, what's the furthest you've traveled away? You said Delaware. Have you been further?
Delaware is the furthest, although during my time in Delaware, I actually had a chance to make it up to Philly, Washington, D.C. I mean, I was telling kind of stories all across the Northeast region. And, I'd love to go further. I mean, I've always had big aspirations, and there's nowhere that I'm afraid of. I mean, you can send me cross country and I'll go.
Well, you're young. You got plenty of time to see all the things you want to see in this world. So you mentioned living in D.C. So how was city life challenging to somebody from Arkansas?
Well, it's funny because that was the biggest move I ever made. I mean, I literally packed up my Chevy Malibu, my tiny car with all of my stuff. I literally did not have a single room for anything. In fact, I still have this little cactus in a tiny pot, and I held it right in between my knees the entire drive, which was like 18 hours to DC.
Oh, gosh.
And I showed up there, and, I thought that it was going to be really challenging, that I was going to miss home. And I really didn't. I mean, I'm really close with my family. Like I said, I loved Arkansas and how I grew up, but as soon as I got there, I really fell in love with it. I mean, my eyes were just open to a whole new way of life, and I met so many different types of people. I mean, my graduating class, for some context, was 39 people. So, it was the first time that I got to see, that many types of people, that many types of opinions, different backgrounds. And so, of course, it was a challenge in the sense that it was so new, but I think I navigated it really well. And I really hit the ground running and completed a master's program in a year and a half.
Very good.
Loved it.
We're so glad to have you here in North Carolina, especially in Rocky Mount. So I do have a kind of a weird question. I'm just curious. Many of the TV news people and radio professionals have a distinctive way of speaking. So is there a specific class and training in journalism, in broadcasting, that teaches any kind of style of speaking or projecting your voice?
Absolutely. And the best advice that I ever got from a mentor is you just want to be the most professional version of yourself. So you hear me talk and people will tell me that I have the perfect reporter voice,
You do.
But it really is supposed to be me, but just a little bit more professional. We want to have that credibility on air. We want to be able to command the presence and draw you into the TV. But at the same time, I don't want to lose Heidi Kirk, as you don't want to lose Sam Bass. You just want to be a little more professional. But yeah, I mean, I've worked with voice coaches. In fact, I work with one now. It's actually one of my biggest challenges as a journalist.
I would never know.
Yeah, you would. You really
do a great
wouldn't.
job.
But I mean, it's every single inflection, the way that you say things. I mean, sometimes we're telling really tough stories and you have to key into emotion. And there's so much that goes into making sure that we can really capture the essence of a story through your voice.
Yeah, I get it. So during your studies, you interned with Jake Tapper from CNN.
I did.
So tell me a little bit about that experience.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I've got to say, whenever people ask me about this experience, I always mention that it was right at the start of the war in Ukraine. So I was really there witnessing history. And, you know, when that started to happen, one of my tasks as an intern was going to Walgreens, actually, and loading up a bag of all the things that Jake needed when he was over in Ukraine. So, I mean, that included things like hair gel and then things like hand warmers. And, you know, I really got a backseat to history watching all of that unfold. And it was in the first few weeks, you know, they were sending all of their main anchors over there. It was really, really fascinating. And I mean, you walk down the hall at CNN and you see these big names that you may have watched on TV your whole life, and that's how it was for me. And I had a ton of imposter syndrome, you know, small town kid from Arkansas, walking into CNN. I mean, my eyes were so wide, but it was just a great opportunity to learn from some of the best in the business.
That's pretty cool. I remember back in the day, WRAL had an anchor named Bobby Batista, and she ended up being one of the first major reporters at CNN.
Yeah.
And that was really cool because you said, hey, I remember she was on Channel 5. So she made it to CNN. Same thing with Brett Baer from Fox News. He was on Channel.
Yep,
and
I knew that.
I remember Regis and Kelly featured him one time doing storm coverage, and he was like you, had the one camera.
Yep.
And he was out on the beach. It was Brett Baer, and look at him now. So
wow.
I'm looking for you to be on a national network soon, Heidi.
Well, me too.
No
Let's
pressure.
see. This might be my big break.
It probably is. So during your studies, I mean, I want to go back. You won an Emmy Award as a student. Is that correct?
I did.
Tell me about that.
I've actually won a couple, but
Wow.
one of them was for my coverage of Black Lives Matter protests during the pandemic. You know, a really complicated and tough topic. And as a student, I really immersed myself. I mean, I was reporting live on television alongside local news reporters in my college town, which was really special. I went to, you know, a great university with a live television studio. I mean, very much like this. I mean, it's nothing like WRAL where I work now, but I mean, I was able to broadcast live to the student body, and locals from the community could tune in as well. And so through that, my coverage won an award. I'm really, really proud of that. You know, some people might look and see, well, it's a student award. To me, you know, it means so much because it really showed that I knew how to cover and tackle a really important issue that was relevant to everyone. I mean, those protests were going on everywhere.
Yeah, so I'm hoping to receive an Emmy myself. One day, best local late night talk show host in Rocky Mount.
I'd hand it to you right now.
Well, I'm the only one. So there's not a lot of competition. I think my chances are pretty good if there was ever a category like that. So I'm going to get back to you. So you're currently covering Eastern North Carolina for WRL. You're based in Rocky Mount. I'm not going to say where you live, but it's a very prominent location. So how long have you lived in this area?
It is coming up on 8 months, so I am brand new.
Brand new. So have you found some activities here you like?
Absolutely. You know, it's funny. I always tell people when I got the job offer for the Eastern North Carolina reporter, I was like, oh boy, Rocky Mount. I looked it up on the map. I was like, that's pretty far from the city. I zoomed in. I said, what is there to do here? And I was really nervous. I wasn't sure what it was going to be like. I mean, I've picked up and moved across the country, like I told you, but for some reason, I just really wasn't sure about Rocky Mount. And a lot of what you hear about it is that there's a lot of crime here. And so coming in, I was like, am I going to feel safe? And am I going to make friends in this community? I mean, what is it going to be like? And I'm happy to report after 8 months, I love it. I mean, I seriously love it.
The thing I really love about you is you have really taken the bar up as far as positivity on your stories. That's such a big thing. I like a positive impact. Every Eastern North Carolina town has problems with crime. That's just part of the deal. But you know, you do a lot of positive stories, which I really love. So is there one story you've covered here that stands out in your mind?
I mean, really, there's so many, and I was thinking about this on the way over because I had an inkling that you might ask me. Let me tell you one that I love, And again, it's so hard to pick because I really have tried to, key into some of the positive things that are going on here. But one that's really fascinating, and I think, everyone can really appreciate, is a story that I did about the restoration efforts on the whirligigs. I'm not sure if you saw it.
In Wilson.
In Wilson, exactly. And it was one that just really pulled at my heartstrings because, of course, so many of us drive by the whirligigs. We see the whirligigs. I mean, they bring people to the Eastern North Carolina community all of the time. But I thought one day, as I was driving by, how do they get up there? How do they spin so effortlessly, right? And I did a piece on the people that maintain them, which is a massive effort. I mean, what would Wilson be without the whirligigs? I mean, there'd be stuff, but I mean, those are such a focal point for that community. And, it's just a team of guys who work out of a big warehouse and take them down and paint them and make sure they spin. They blast music in there and they hang out, and they welcomed me right into their space and showed me what it takes.
So I'm very familiar with the whole Wallace Simpson story with the whirligigs. There used to be a place called Acid Park where they all sat at, and we all went out as young people, me being young, imagine that, going out there and seeing these, what they're called now is whirligigs, spinning around. And somebody in the city of Wilson said, hey, it's a great idea. Let's get these things over here, put them downtown Wilson, fix them up. And I was a naysayer. On them. I'm like, everybody knows about it, but it has totally revitalized Wilson, North Carolina.
Wow. That
downtown area has taken off. They've got the Mudcat Stadium over there getting ready to be right in front of the whirligigs. So I was wrong. I was a naysayer, but I was wrong about the whirligigs. The whirligigs are cool. I go by there all the time. I actually live in Wilson.
Wow.
I see people out there all the time taking pictures. It's just such a cool thing.
Yeah, well, that's a story right there, your origin story with the whirligigs.
Yeah, it really is. So I wanted to ask you about the white sneakers. You got them on tonight.
Yep.
Folks, it's kind of a thing with the white sneakers. I see girls getting prom pictures all the time. They got these nice dresses on and they're wearing the white sneakers. It's a thing. But every time I see Heidi, she's got on the white sneakers. So you're wearing them or not, I see.
As always.
So tell me, what made you decide to start? I know you got an extra pair in your car. Why do you wear them?
Well, easy answer. They're comfy. Let's be real. These are Adidas. These are Nike. These are Nike, actually. I have Adidas as well, but a series of white sneakers that I rotate out. As journalists, we're running. Sometimes I am running with camera equipment.
Right.
And let's be real, you probably haven't worn heels yourself, but anyone who has knows they're not that comfortable.
Not that I'm telling anybody.
Okay. But anyway, so yes, I wear the white sneakers because they're comfortable, they're efficient, they go with everything. I mean, I'll be honest, you look at my shoe collection beyond work, I have quite a few of them. They're colorful, I have stuff going on, but white goes with everything. I switch them out when they get dirty. I don't look too closely. I didn't polish them for tonight, but I do. And I encourage anyone, get a pair of white sneakers.
So this Arkansas hog call.
You got it.
I am going to put you on the spot. I wasn't going to, but I'm going to do it. I want to hear it.
Well, let me be honest. You've got to do it with me.
I'll try.
Deal?
I'll try.
Okay, so I'm going to do it the first time.
Okay.
And then you got to do 3 rounds in good old Razorback fashion. Have you ever seen the Razorback, the Arkansas Razorback?
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Okay, so here's what you do. You normally are standing up, you're at a football game. Let me set the mood. You've got maybe a beer, maybe another beverage. Exactly. I don't think they'll let you have glass in there, but that's okay.
Well, okay.
Maybe a hot dog, some popcorn, whatever it is. And they come out, and it's time for the football game to start. Or, the Hogs score a point, whatever it is. And everybody gets their hands like this, and you wiggle your fingers. You go, okay. Woo! 7 seconds. Pig, suey. And then you do it again. Next one with me. Woo! Pig, suey. Round 3, there's something special here.
Okay.
Woo! Pig, suey.
I got my arm wrong. Pig, suey.
And then you go, Razorbacks.
Razorbacks.
You got it. Now you got to go to an Arkansas
very
football
good.
game.
So this is done at the football game.
Yep.
So that's
you
the
got
big
it.
deal over there.
Well, pretty much any sport actually, but I mean the big one is football. Even though we don't do so hot, but we don't need to talk about that.
Arkansas used to be a powerhouse in football.
You got it.
And they have been a powerhouse in basketball as well. So I'll have to remember that if I ever go to Arkansas, which I probably will not.
I haven't converted you.
Well, not yet, but you're close. I mean,
Okay.
I'm thinking, Arkansas might be a place I need to go to.
I'll work on you.
I want to thank you so much for doing this. You were so nice. And I've met you several times at different events. You're always nice to us. You help the chamber out. You report positive news in the area. We really appreciate that. And thank you so much for coming on. We're going to have to, once you get big time and you're on one of the CNN, Fox, one of those, we're going to have to maybe try to get you back. I don't know if we'll be able to get you that time. You'll be too big for us. So thank you so much for coming on, and hope to have you back soon.
Absolutely, and thank you for having me. It's been a delight.
Hey, I want to thank my special guest, Heidi Kirk from WRAL, for joining us tonight and taking her time to share her story with us. Hey, next week, we're going to have Mr. Ron Green, as I call him, the best dressed man in Rocky Mount. He is the head of the Boys and Girls Club Tar River region. So make sure you tune in for that. Hey, look, thanks for watching every Thursday night at 10 right here in WHIG. Up Late with Sam Bass. See you soon.